we are going to go full update as I hold all of my running shoes in my hand. Full update on Road to 100 prep. I'm sitting 2 weeks out from Road to 100, which is insane to me. XYL, we had events that ran. We have a lot of events planned for 2025. A lot has happened in that short time frame. So this video is going to be full update on all the things. Buckle up, get ready. It's game time. Let's first talk Road to 100. It is insane to me that it is less than 2 weeks until my first ever marathon or ultra marathon, my 100-mile race coming up on December 29th. And I am excited. What the heck did I get myself into? I'm so glad I'm not running as much as I was before. But wait, I still got to run 100 miles. Like all the thoughts in my brain. But to be completely honest with you guys, like right now is really big logistics and planning. From a training standpoint, my race training starting to taper. So this past Monday, I got done with my longest run basically until that race day, which was 18 miles on Monday. And then I taper from here, meaning it's less mileage, less time on my feet. This upcoming weekend, I have 6 miles and 8 miles, which feels like nothing comparatively to what I've done. And the training's tapering, but this is where the logistics are so incredibly important. And so right now I'm focused on getting my race plan. Like, what is my strategy going into the race? What pacing should I be at? How much fuel should I need intermittently? What are my electrolytes? So all of that actual day race plan. And then I'm also putting together my packing list. What do I need to bring? What gear do I need to bring? And I have a whole spreadsheet created for that. So it honestly didn't hit me until this past Monday of like, oh shoot, I'm doing this 100-mile. Like it's happening. Because I got so focused in the process. Like the training was so tough at times that I couldn't even think about a day ahead, let alone a week ahead. And I just had to focus on getting that workout done. And so now that the race is coming up, it's like, okay, Kels, like game time, baby. I also just got new shoes, which I love. So I was running in, which I still like these, but Brooks Ghosts. And these are what I was really used to just because I was training in very minimal shoes before. Like when I strength train, I sometimes even go just in socks, not even in shoes. So this was a good shoe because it was similar to it. And then I also was running in ASIC Cumulus, had a little bit more cushion to it. The coach that I have, he was like, Kelsey, if you can get your hands on some of these, highly recommend. And when I went there, I was just going to go get some bars and gels for my runs that weekend. And I was like, by the way, do you guys have Addy Zero Pros? And they're like, yes, we do. I was like, can I try them? So they brought these ones out, and these actually have a carbon plate in it, or whatever this, might not be a plate, but whatever that is. It's carbon something or another. And so it has a lot more of like a bounce to it, and just, it's a speed shoe. Like I feel so much faster in this shoe. So when I first put it on I did it for my 25 miles back to back, I was planning only running 5 miles in these, and then switching back to my old shoes. But then when I really started running in these, I loved them. And it felt so different comparatively to my Brooks or my Asics. Like I had so much more of a bounce. Still need to figure out my race strategy of like when I'm switching shoes, or should I stay in these the whole time? And that's something that I'm gonna talk with my coach more specifically about, but highly recommend. I recommend these to a few people that are runners, and then they got them and they loved them. They feel weird initially, but highly recommend. My biggest focus right now is getting my logistics planned, my race plan, the crew ready, what people are doing, the strategy. Like I'm trying to get all those details done, and I'll show you guys. That'll be next week's video that I'll drop, just about the planning and all that. Let's talk all things update XYL. And to give you all a recap, I run a company called Expand Your Limits right here, baby. And we actually just rebranded in October of this year with a new brand, a new vision, a new focus, and it very much aligns with me to my core, meaning it's focused on challenging women outside of their comfort zone and showing them that they're capable of so much more than they could ever imagine. And I always say to our athletes and our women, when you physically break a belief of what you're capable of, whether it be a lifting event, a 5K run, a cold plunge, whatever that is, you realize that you're capable of so much more. And you realize, well, shoot, if I could do that, what else can I do in my life? Write a book, have a family, get into a better relationship, whatever that is, that I didn't think that I was capable of. And so we utilize fitness as a tool for you to show you what's already inside of you. And in my opinion, the God-given potential that's inside of you. But this is what I call my XYL HQ, which is my home. And until we get a facility, but there's been a lot of really cool updates with XYL. So in October, we launched our rebrand. We had 3 events, one in Columbus, Ohio, our all women's lifting event, Columbus, Ohio, Rock Hill, South Carolina, and Seattle, Washington. That is the first ever time in the history of anything that I've led that we've had 3 events in one day. So that was a really cool experience. And just to see women literally across the country compete and show themselves what they're capable of. So that was in October. Then come November, we launched all of our apparel and gear. And we have a few t-shirt designs, a few different also sweatshirt designs. And I was so grateful for those that just wanted to rep the movement and the message and be so proud of it. Like there was a few times I'd be at the gym that I go to and I would see some of the guys repping it. And I'm like yes, like let's go. So we did that in November, launched website in November. And then our last and final events for 2024 were actually this past weekend in Hamilton, Ohio, and then Kinston, North Carolina. And it was an all women's push-pull, a bench and deadlift, where they had 3 attempts to get a max weight in both the venues. And I personally and a few of my friends went down to the Hamilton, Ohio one, and it was epic. It was amazing. So we are closing out events for 2024. And right now, my team and I are really focused on setting the schedule, having venues already finalized for 25, and prepping up for some really cool things come 2025. First thing is we're launching all of our events on January 9th. There's a surprise coming out January 16th. And then another surprise coming out the end of the month, where if you are a one-on-one client of ours, or if you are in our XYL community, that you are going to receive something really cool. And it's different than anything I've ever seen out there from a fitness community. And it's really geared towards making 2025 an epic year for you. And I always say, like, you're a whole human. It's not just how you train, how you feel your body. It's your relationships, it's your faith, it's your finance. Like it's all aspects of you. And that's how we view people here. And so our goal for this surprise release comes end of January is to equip you all in our community with not only ideas, but a system for you to become all that you can be and to make 2025, not just hope it's a good year, but make it a good year and make it differently than what you might have done before. So my biggest piece of advice is be in our circle in some capacity, whether that's be on our email list or follow us on social. Like, we are going to put out amazing content over this next month that I'm just so excited for. So that is all things XYL. And let's get rocking, baby. The word that keeps coming up for me is the word steward and stewardship. And I'm reading a book right now. It's called Leadership Not by the Book. And it's more from a faith-based standpoint. But what I've been thinking about a good amount is a lot of times we'll want more. That might be want more clients, want more money, want better relationships. But I've been thinking about stewarding well what we already have. Because if we're not stewarding well what we already have, then more and more and more is also just going to break us. And so that is I'm usually not a word girl going into years. Like it's just not something that I've done before. But for me, stewardship and stewarding well is my word for 2025. And I want to steward our clients well. And I want to steward our athletes well and our event hosts well. And for me personally, my personal finances well and my relationships. And I know that I can get caught up in like, what's the next thing? What's that next thing that we want, the next goal that we want to achieve? But pulling myself back to like, Kelsey, you can't ask God to give you more until you're also faithful and steward well what you have. And I just want to share that with you all. That might hit with some of you, that might not hit with other of you, but I think stewarding well what we already have is going to be such a big focus. And when I build myself to become the person that can steward what I have really well, it's going to build me as a leader, as a business owner, as an athlete, as a friend, to be able to have more and handle more, and be blessed also with more, and taking time just to be grateful and for the blessings that I already have, and the blessings physically that I have, for the blessings of people in my life, is something that I can often overlook because I'm so excited about the next thing and want to get to it. So that's my goal for 25, is to steward really well what I have and the people in my life and the business, and be excited and continually build myself to reach that next level. So love you guys. Thank you so much for joining in. If you all want to see my crazy 100-mile race that's coming up, follow me on social at Kelsey Lensman, or even if this video hit home, that helps us get the word out more. Subscribe to it, but make sure you follow me at Kelsey Lensman or at Expand Your Limits on Instagram, and we were going to be blowing up this 100-mile, but also be blowing up with some really exciting things coming at the beginning of the year that I cannot wait to share with all you guys. So love y'all, and see y'all soon.